Hi, I'm Erik Voss, and the Batman movie finally seems to be moving forward after years of vague updates about its development. Now, with Robert Pattinson set to wear the cowl and incur the best Twilight jokes from people who most likely never watched any of the Twilight movies. Give them a chance, they play baseball to muse. Here, I'm gonna explain everything we know about this upcoming Batman film, and the clues that the director has hinted at what the story might be. Okay, The Batman, as it is still tentatively titled, is scheduled to release about 2 years from now on June 25th, 2021. Matt Reeves, director of the two recent Planet of the Apes movies, Cloverfield, Let Me In, this guy's awesome. He is still writing the script and he will direct, with principal production rumored to begin in the early months of 2020. Robert Pattinson was recently announced to play Bruce Wayne, whom Reeves is writing as a 30-year-old character, still in his early years as a caped crusader in Gotham City, but not an origin story. So do not expect to see a fourth Thomas and Martha Wayne murder. There's only so many times we can see those socialites and philanthropists be murdered in front of a little boy. Now, the development process for this film has been a story of delay and restarts. Originally, Ben Affleck was going to star, co-write, and direct a story that was going to explore the mysterious defaced Robin suit in the Batcave in Batman v Superman, suggesting to many of us that the story could be some adaptation of Under the Red Hood, delving into the story of the Joker and Robin. Jeremy Irons was set to return as Alfred, and test footage hinted that Joe Manganiello could appear as Deathstroke. Indeed, Deathstroke even showed up with Lex Luthor in the post-credit scene after Justice League. But all those plans stalled, and Jesse Eisenberg's Max Landis impersonation was donezo.
I love it. I love bringing people together.
The mixed reviews and underperformance of Justice League led Warner Brothers to reevaluate its whole DC film future. Still in production, titles like Aquaman and Shazam obviously still came out, and so will the upcoming Joker in Wonder Woman 1984. Meanwhile, The Batman got delayed, a sequel to Justice League got scrapped, and the last we heard of the Flash movie, Ezra Miller said he was planning a script rewrite. And maybe when he's done fixing the Flash, Miller can take a crack at those Fantastic Beasts movie scripts, cause yikes. So while all of this was going on, Matt Reeves had been brought in to direct The Batman and rewrite Affleck's script so it was more in his new vision. And then after months and months of speculation, earlier this year, Affleck officially announced he was stepping down from the role, leading to a few weeks ago when Robert Pattinson was announced as the new Batman. Both he and Nicholas Hoult were considered for the role, and then they both tried on Affleck's Batsuit, and Pattinson was cast. Now, Reeves says that he intends this Batman film to be an almost noir-driven detective version of Batman, inspired by the mystery noirs of Alfred Hitchcock. It will reportedly only connect to the DCEU as we've known it in very small, limited ways, if at all. And one source says that the story will be set in the 1990s, because apparently it's important that every superhero movie now is. Now, the speculation over who the villains could be, as is always the case with Batman films, has been wild and mostly wrong, probably. Reports in the Hollywood Reporter have suggested that the Penguin and Catwoman could be featured, as well as a half dozen members of Gotham's Rogues Gallery. There's also been speculation that villains like Firefly and the Riddler could appear, as well as Two-Face and the Mad Hatter, based on rumors from casting notices. At this point, it's hard to take any of these rumors seriously because Reeves is still working on the film's script, and they won't begin shooting it for at least 7 months. A lot can change between now and then. But Reeves has given some indication of which Batman stories he might be looking to for inspiration. Which ones are they, and why might they make an amazing Batman film? But before I continue, thank you to Petal for sponsoring this episode. So if you're like me and you somehow stumbled into adulthood with no credit score whatsoever, like you tried to sign a lease and they're like, oh, we tried to check your credit and somehow you don't exist. Like, it must be a ghost. So yeah, if you're a credit ghost, Petal is perfect for you. It's a credit card to help you build credit with 0 fees. Petal has partnered with WebBank member FDIC to provide access to a Visa credit card. And Petal's cashback grows with you. Earn 1% cashback right away and 1.5% cashback when you make 12 monthly on-time payments. And when Petal says no fees, they mean it. No annual fees, no late payment fees, no foreign transaction fees, or any other kind of fees. Petal actually suggests that you pay in full each month so you avoid interest charges entirely. And with Petal's autopay feature, you will never forget to make a payment. As of today, their variable APRs range from 15.24% to 26.24%. It's about time a credit card company helped you succeed financially. So check out the Petal Petal credit card. Go to petalcard.com/newrockstars today to find out more. That's Petal with a T, Petal, P-E-T-A-L, card.com/newrockstars. Okay, let's break down which comic storylines Matt Reeves has listed as favorites. He tweeted that he was into Year One, The Long Halloween, Dark Victory, and Ego. He shouted out Neil Adams and the original Kane and Finger stories, saying that he could go on. Let's work our way backwards. Bob Kane and Bill Finger, of course, created the Batman character, first appearing in 1939, and it was known at that point for more lighthearted, kid-friendly adventures. Decades later, Neil Adams worked with Denny O'Neil, and they restored Batman's dark, brooding reputation after the Adam West years, as fun as those were. They were known for creating the character of Ra's al Ghul and re-establishing characters like Two-Face and the Joker as the homicidal maniacs that we know them to be. The story Ego is an interesting title for Reeves to mention. It's set mostly in Batman's mind, with his identity shaken by witnessing a suicide dividing into his revenge-hungry id, represented by Batman, and his rational superego, represented by Bruce Wayne. They debate over whether to kill the Joker to stop the source of Gotham's evils, but ultimately the identities merge and swear never to kill. Perhaps Reeves mentioned Ego to suggest a shift from Zack Snyder, who has been quite defensive of his decision to depict Batman as a violent killer in his films. Meanwhile, The Long Halloween and Dark Victory are a part of the same series by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. The Long Halloween is included in most filmmakers' lists of top influences because it's awesome. In this story, Gotham is plagued by the holiday killer who murders a new victim every major holiday as Batman, Commissioner Gordon, and newly elected District Attorney Harvey Dent try to maintain control in the midst of a gang war between the Falcone and Maroni crime families. You might recognize some parallels here with Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, which featured a similar focus on city politics and policing matters. Nolan's Batman Begins also drew heavily on Batman Year One, another favorite Reeves mentioned. Frank Miller's Year One is another hugely influential story arc, but again, since Reeves' film won't be an origin story, I think we can rule it out as a direct adaptation. There have been many other popular Batman comics long favored to be adapted for film. There's the Hush storyline, featuring a bandaged villain behind a plot to manipulate a number of major DC figures. Actually, a trailer for the DC animated version of Hush just came out. That will come out later this summer. There's also Grant Morrison's Gothic, featuring a mystery surrounding the villain Mr. Whisper. The story has a dark religious tone and a literal deal with the devil. It's crazy good. Matt Reeves has also cited filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock, famous for his mystery thrillers known for their surreal trips into the human psyche. Psycho explored the idea of a murderer being revealed as another character's split identity. Vertigo is a famous detective noir about psychological obsession with enigmatic love interests, perhaps a basis for a version of Batman obsessed with figures like Catwoman, Poison Ivy, maybe even the ultimate enigma figure, the Riddler. Hitchcock's Spellbound is set in a mental hospital with psychoanalysts questioning realities and identities. There's a trippy dream sequence contributed by surrealist artist Salvador Dali. I'd love to see Reeves' Batman story set in Arkham, like the games, which could explain why so many of the Rogues Gallery villains are speculated to appear in this film. Which storyline would you like to see adapted for this upcoming Matt Reeves Robert Pattinson Batman film? Comment down below with your thoughts. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss, and subscribe to New Rockstars for the latest updates on all the films you're most excited about. Thanks for joining me, and I'm gonna rejoin Team Edward. Ooh, vampire baseball.